Hey guys, so I am here doing a sit down video because I just want to talk about marketing. I believe marketing is the most important, one of like the biggest things about owning a clothing brand or just any business in general, but specifically a clothing brand. I grew my Instagram account from 0 to 160,000 followers in probably about 5 months-ish, 6 months. So pretty fast. And I just want to talk about how I market, how I sell out every drop, just the different things I do. And this is all organic. I have not paid a dime for anything. So yeah, like I just want to talk about it and tell you guys how I do it. Let's just get right into it. Like I said, marketing is so important for your clothing brand. You could have a great product and not sell because you don't know how to market or your marketing's not doing well. So I just want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. And again, this is just what works for me, what I do, and just kind of, I guess, what I recommend. But it's just so subjective on every brand because every brand is different. You have streetwear brands, you have kind of like brands like mine that are more solving a problem or a need, or different types of brands everywhere. But I strongly believe that this can be applied to any brand out there, really. I would say first, create your own Instagram for your brand and your own TikTok, your own accounts for your brand. I see a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people try to market their clothing brands off of their personal brands. And I don't think there's anything wrong with marketing your brand on your main page, but I think there's a problem with having that as your main thing. Like, this is what my brand is and I'm gonna market on this because it already has followers. Now, I know it is scary to kind of start from zero, but I think it's fun. I like starting from zero because I like to see how much I can grow and just really get to where I want to get. But it's necessary. Like, you have to start your own Instagram and your own TikTok and your own Facebook, whatever you want to use for your brand. You have to start it from scratch. You want your followers to, or your supporters, your customers, you want them to be following you for your brand, not for whatever else you got going on your other pages, but you want them to follow for your brand. So it's super important that you create a separate page for your brand. I know some of you guys are probably like, well, duh, but you'll be surprised on how many brand owners use their personal page for their brand. Another thing, I didn't create a brand Instagram or TikTok without my sample. I have my sample in hand. I know there's some things going around where people kind of promote mock-ups and stuff like that. I don't really agree with that. I feel like you should have the product in hand, on body, and that's how you need to promote your product. I personally don't promote mock-ups or pictures of my brand. I might, if you do a sketch and you post it on your brand page, just, you know, for the aesthetic of your Instagram, that's different. But when you're first starting out, you really need to get a sample in hand. I personally believe people need to see your product on body, the quality, everything. The second thing, knowing your target audience. This sounds so, again, kind of like a simple thing, but you'll be surprised. You can know your target audience, but you have to know how to market to your target audience. For example, I sell clothing for tall women. My target audience is tall women. So I create content for tall women. I use hashtag tall women, hashtag no more high waters, hashtag tall girl clothing brand. I use all those hashtags and different things so it can get on the tall women's page. You need to find your target audience. You want to make sure you're targeting exactly who you want to sell to. That's not limiting yourself. Like, some people say, well, isn't that limiting? No, it's like a big misconception is that niching down limits you in some type of way. Like, I would get people saying, well, why don't you sell to all women because you would make more money? Honey, I sell out every drop, humbly speaking, and only because of God. I'm saying I sell out every drop because I was smart enough to make the decision to go with first of all, what I personally had experience with. I'm not short, so I don't know the short woman struggle. I only know what taller women could possibly be going through because I went through it. So that is what I market, and I use my personal story. I use different marketing tactics to target tall women. If you're a streetwear brand, there's plenty of different audiences to market to. You can have an age demographic. You can have a whole bunch of different things, who you want to market to, and market to those people. That doesn't just mean saying it in the hashtags. It could also just mean the type of content you create. You want to market to your target audience. So how do you do that? Well, for one, using trending sounds. A lot of people might be against This, I don't know why. I use trending sounds for pretty much all of my content. I make reels and TikToks. Those are my two things I do. I'm way more heavily involved on Instagram reels than on TikTok. I grew my TikTok, it's around, I think it's like 65K. I focus specifically mostly on Instagram reels. They do the best for me. I have a reel that hit 11 million. There's one that hit 10.5 million. There's a few that hit 4 million, 5 million, and consistently I hit over 100,000. When I am posting a reel, my tactic is to have, since I have a tall girl brand, right? I put on high waters in the beginning of my reels. Whatever I'm selling, if I'm selling a fold over set, I do high water fold over sets. And the crazy thing is, these are real products that I actually purchased, not for the video. I already had them and they just didn't fit me. So I wear that in the beginning, and then I put on my product when the beat drops, or there's some type of cinematic change in the music or whatever the case is. I put on my products and I kind of go with the beat as well. Honestly, making aesthetically pleasing videos is what everybody wants to see. Your videos have to be clear, clean, crisp. People love eye-catching aesthetic things, so you need to make sure that your video, your content is aesthetically pleasing. You don't want to take pictures and there's like stuff in the background that has nothing to do with it, right? Unless you're doing, like, again, a streetwear brand, and you could still make streetwear aesthetic. You can have a streetwear brand and still make your stuff aesthetic. And aesthetic doesn't mean perfect, it just means it's pleasing to the eye. The colors go with the video, the picture. I see a lot of people, they take pictures in front of cars that match their outfit, or have a hint of whatever is in the outfit is the car. Different things like that, or just even a clean background, a clean wall, clean, just that your piece is the focus, or whatever you're trying to do, it matches the whole thing. That is what aesthetic means. It's just visually pleasing to the eye. I feel like all content for your brand to sell that purpose needs to be aesthetic. Aesthetic doesn't just mean like, cream colors and things like that. Aesthetic just means pleasing to the eye. So if you make your content crisp and clear, it's better. It will do better, in my opinion, than a content that's blurry, that it's not good quality, that's glitchy, those type of things. But like I was saying, using viral sounds, all you have to do for this is literally go on any reel, pick any reel that you see, click on the sound, and then there's a list of viral sounds. I think it has like an arrow, and you can see what's #1 trending, what's 2, 3, 4, I don't know. It goes for a lot of sounds. Pick one of those sounds, match it somehow with your brand, and there you go, that's a viral sound. You don't have to do trends, but trending sounds really do help blow up reels. I've experienced it for my brand, and it just does wonders. Like, I'm trying to tell you guys, like, to go viral, it's not super hard. Using viral sounds, clean, clear pictures and videos, and you're good. Trust and believe. Also, like I said, when I'm creating videos, I present the problem first. Are you tired of high waters? That's not what I say, but in the beginning, I'll be wearing high waters. And then once the beat drops or some type of change in the music, I switch it to my clothes, and they're obviously full length. With my brand, I kind of have to express, what I do to sell it. So it's a tall girl brand. Without looking at it, you wouldn't know it's a tall girl brand, but I communicate with my customers so well through my marketing that it makes sense, and it kind of just, it translates, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could also go this route to create a little buzz, create a little controversy. That doesn't mean disrespect, that doesn't mean drama, but you can kind of use a trending sound to create some type of like conversation in your comments. The more comments, the more your post is gonna get boosted. And yeah, a lot of people in my comments going back and forth. But again, that just helped my brand. It just helps my brand grow because people are talking about it, they're sharing it, they're commenting, all that type of stuff. So don't be scared of a little controversy here and there. It's not a bad thing all the time. Okay, so there's also this thing called influencer marketing versus like your brand marketing. Influencer marketing, now that can mean like you are an influencer. You see a lot of celebrities or influencers creating a clothing brand after they became like, who they are, whatever. That might not have been their goal, but it works because they can sell it and people are buying it just simply to support them. That's the thing. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is pretty difficult to become like an influencer or a celebrity and then sell your stuff. There's also this thing where you can send your clothes to influencers and celebrities. I would recommend if it's organic. Like if they really, really love your brand and they just want to wear it, it's kind of rare these days. A lot of people, you know, understandably want to get paid for content. But if you can get someone who just loves your stuff and is willing to share it and wear it, that's great. If you can create that personal connection with them to where you can send them your stuff and hopefully in return they can get you a little favor. But I wouldn't recommend paying for influencer marketing just yet if you haven't proven your concept to your customers already, and if you haven't really launched off the ground with it yet. I wouldn't suggest that at first, because you want organic marketing. Organic marketing is natural, not paid for. It's really up to you. A lot of their prices are ranged and they're different, but I would say build your brand from the ground up first, and then if you feel like you want to expand that way, or you might need influencer marketing, you can do that. But my advice is to just grind, get your brand off the ground, and then think about the influencer situation if you choose to do that. Okay, my next biggest advice for marketing is creating a sense of urgency. This is so important if you want sellouts, like if you want your drops to sell out and things like that. This is super important. Creating a sense of urgency. Your brand is exclusive, your brand is limited, not everybody can have it, not everybody will get it. Those are the type of things you want for your brand. I've sold out every drop I've had since the beginning, and that is because, well, really I didn't have a lot of inventory, and you know, to start out with, I just got a few sets. I didn't have a whole bunch, but the fact that it sold out made people sign up for my SMS, made people really, really want my brand. And to this day, I still sell out on my drops, and I'm ordering more and more and more. I had 1,600 pieces. Do you guys know how much 1,600 pieces is? That's a lot for a clothing brand. Doing it by yourself, no investors, no nothing, like that's a lot. Creating a sense of urgency. Now, this is what I will say. I've seen it. I've seen people, you know, when they're first starting out, you might not have super high demand because you're just starting out, people don't know about your brand, etc. Maybe, just maybe you can, I'm not saying lie, but I'm kind of saying, you know, stretch the truth a little bit. Tell everybody, oh, we sold out, it's gone, can't get them, gotta wait for the next drop, you know, or get a super, super low quantity for your first drop. And so they actually do sell out. Because I will say this, people love things that other people like. Have you ever been scrolling like on TikTok or Instagram Reels or anything? You've seen a funny video, but it only has 3 likes. Are you likely to like that video? No, you're probably not gonna like the video, which is crazy. You're probably gonna scroll past it. Oh, it wasn't that funny if it only has 3 likes. But the same video could have, let's say, 30,000 likes, and you're more likely to like the video because it has 30,000 likes, because 30,000 other people also thought it was funny. So of course it's funny, right? It's just crazy how our brain works. So if you play that little mind trick with your clothing brand and, you know, say it's sold out, more than likely people are gonna be like, whoa, it's sold out? Hold on, I need to get my hands on this too. So I suggest creating a community is how you create a sense of urgency, or creating a sense of urgency is how you create a community. When your stuff is limited, exclusive, not everybody can get it, you create a community of people that just want your stuff so bad. That's a marketing tactic for sure, and I recommend people, new clothing brand owners, even older ones, try it out. If your stuff is always available, never sold out, people are gonna be like, well, I can get it anytime. I don't need to get it on the drop day because it's probably gonna be available a week after, right? Why not? Why would I spend my money now? I can wait. So that is probably one of my biggest advices is to create a sense of urgency for your brand. This also helps with brand identity. We see this in sneaker drops when you're reselling. You know it's gonna sell out, so you're on your phone at 7 a.m. when the shoe drops, and oh, you missed the drop, or oh, you didn't get them. Maybe next time. So, you know, creating that sense of limitedness, exclusivity also helps with brand identity. If you want sold out drops and crazy community backing, and you honestly wouldn't have to promote that much, because it's gonna lead to my next point, which is SMS marketing. If you have limited exclusive products, SMS marketing can help elevate that. But SMS is so important. Oh my gosh, if I would have known this sooner. I started out with email marketing. I was able to get, I think, 48,000 people subscribed to my email marketing. As I mentioned, my email marketing, the conversion rates were so bad, they were so low. So many emails were not getting sent out, they were getting sent to spam, they were getting bounced. It was just a mess. Like, only maybe I had 48,000 people. Shopify wouldn't even let me send it to that many people, if I'm being honest. But even like a couple of those people I think only it sent to 400 people and only like 200 people clicked it. Like, it was really, really bad. I switched to SMS marketing, and that has been a game changer when I tell you. I use Postscripts and I use Klaviyo for the embedding on my website, but I use Postscripts to send out the messages. You can find Postscripts on your Shopify app store. Just go to Shopify, go to apps, and then type in Postscripts. I think it just tells you how to set everything up. I think it costs, no, the starter pack is $0 a month. SMS marketing is crucial if you have a clothing brand. Like, if you can get people, and this is another thing how I was able to build my SMS list. I shut down my website after every drop. The reason why I did this is because I sold out, so there was no real reason to keep my website open other than for it to just say sold out. I would use that time after I drop to close my website, gather SMS for my next drop. So while I was promoting my next drop, my next item, I was getting people to sign up on the SMS, and that's how I gained over 50,000 subscribers in SMS. Now I don't have to do much work of promotion. I just send out that text message, and that's how I kind of sell out. Yeah, it's crazy. Some people say they don't close your website. Why would you close your website? Yada, yada, yada. Personally, me, I don't have any inventory to sell on my website. So it works for me because, you know, I'm creating a need, and I'm also having people signing up for the next product. So when it's time to drop that next product, they're trying to get on the website, because now you have these group people over here, the SMS people, who you can directly just communicate with. You know what I'm saying? Instagram and TikTok are their own thing, but when you have SMS, you can directly just send them a message, and they got the message, and they can go directly to your website through the link that you send them. It's just so convenient, it's so cool, and the conversion rates are amazing. So it's super beneficial. I recommend every clothing brand doing it if they're not. And in order to gain SMS, you have to go stupid with your marketing, posting reels, TikToks, using viral sounds, trying to go viral. And then once they go to your bio and click on your website, it's just the SMS, you know, email, phone number, and then they just sign up. You don't have to put in your bio, sign up for SMS. I used to do that. You don't have to do that. People want the stuff, they're gonna find it, is what I realized. So again, it's not, and they could unsubscribe whenever. It's not like you're holding them hostage and all this stuff. But it's really a great tactic, and it's probably, if you take nothing else from this video, get it. Get the app, get everything, because that is what's gonna set your clothing brand to the next level. Oh, and as far as TikTok and Instagram, I don't know if I even mentioned this, but I focus more on Instagram than I do TikTok. The reason is because Instagram, you have more of a connection with your supporters, your followers, and your customers. You can create polls, you can create questionnaires, they could slide up on your story. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do. With Instagram, you have highlights so people can check and see, you know, what other questions they may have, or frequently asked questions. So many different things. TikTok, you just post a viral video, look at the comments. I don't know, I don't have my DMs open for TikTok because it's just too much, but it's just easier to market on Instagram and connect with my followers on Instagram than it is for TikTok. Again, I would post on both for sure. Instagram Reels is popping right now. If you guys can get on the wave for your brand, I think that is the best thing to do, because Instagram Reels, it is fairly easy to go viral for Instagram right now. I don't know if the algorithm's gonna change anytime soon, but I would get on it now. And that's how I grew my followers, if I'm being honest. Instagram Reels. My final tip is word of mouth and giveaways. I did a giveaway. I think I did 2 giveaways when I first started out, because I was so grateful for the amount of followers I was gaining and just the support and the love. I think it's important to give back to your community, but it's a great way to get engagement. If you post, share this post, like this post, tag 3 of your friends, you must be following, all that stuff. It boosted my posts so much from people just sharing it, posting on their story. I would encourage you guys to do giveaways for your brand, because it really does boost the engagement. It's a really great way to organically boost your brand page, and also just having that like word of mouth. That's super important. I love hearing people wearing my stuff and then DMing me and saying, hey, yeah, this girl really loved your set, or my mom really loves your set, my sister, my friends. Like, I love that, because that's really where you get more of a community, when people in real life are coming up to you or other people wearing your brand. For me, I do this thing where I repost whoever tags me on their story or their photos or anything like that. And what I do is, on my thank you cards that I ship out, when I ship out orders, I usually have a thank you card unless I ran out, but most of the time I have a thank you card, and I put on the back a QR code. I think it's to the website, but you can put to your Instagram or website. And I put tag us if you love the product. I have my Instagram up there, my TikTok up there if they want to do a TikTok review, on my email. But I will just repost that. And when people see you reposting other people, they're like, oh, I want to get reposted. It's just really cool. It's really cool, a way to engage and things like that. It is hard to build a brand. Like, it's not super easy. You got to be different. You have to be different. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Don't create a product that everybody else is doing. Play with different textures, play with different designs, play with different things. Do things that you wouldn't see other people doing or you haven't seen yet. That was all the tips that I had. I hope you guys really learned from this video. This is, again, what works for me and my brand. Oh, another thing I want to mention about the aesthetic thing. For me, I post a lot of, if not all my videos are me in the mirror, right? That works for my brand. That is something that I do. I have like an arch mirror and I have like my cream carpet kind of in the background sometimes, but I create like an aesthetically pleasing video, or I try. At least I try. And so that works for my brand. But if your brand, you notice maybe mirror pictures or mirror videos aren't working for you, maybe you need someone to actually be recording you, or you gotta use your tripod and go out in nature, or it has to make sense for your brand. But my advice is to try everything and see what sticks. Literally it. If something's not working, don't just try it once, try it multiple times, see if it's gonna work. If it's not working, if that's not the type of content that's working for your brand, or it doesn't make sense for your brand, try something else. But once you find what works, don't fix nothing that's not broke. Stay with it, stick with it, and just continue to make content in that way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully in the next video. Hopefully you guys stick with me, stay on my page, and subscribe. And yeah, bye guys.